The goal of this project is to create a pictogram system for reducing the impact of natural disasters. The platform must be accomplished in a durable and practical way that may be applied globally for many years to come. Pictograms have the potential to be effective instructional tool and communication tool. As Neurath famously stated, words divide, pictures unite. I also want to publish online and release it too. I created a pictograms language and grammar in order to reduce the impact of natural disaster. The list of concepts connected to the natural hazard and associated disaster management was completed by the addition of new designs to the various pictograms already in use that were gathered for the review. The project's homepage will be reviewed on viewed to allow for global engagement. I originally planned to create a reference book of pictograms for disaster management as the project's final output. After the catastrophic events that happened in Thailand on the day of 26 December, there is evidence showing there are no concrete warning systems. Besides, the people also demanded an alternative warning system or mechanisms to survive the waves. Because of that, few people learn to survive the waves by receiving calls and messages from their friends and families who understood the natural science form and impending tsunami they knew from experience. After the events...
Veerapong, very sorry. Is it okay that we just see a black screen?
Sorry?
No,
now it's back again.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I was not sure whether it's...
I thought you were making the point.
Black screen again.
Yeah. This one?
Yeah, that's black screen.
Yeah. The project begins with an investigation of the grammar used for the visual warning sign system.
Veerapong, we have a black screen still.
Really?
That's it. We've got it. You're okay.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So the project begins with an investigation of the grammar used for the visual warning sign system. I compiled a list of signs and symbols commonly used to raise the awareness of the audience. The study investigates the relevant theories and practices aimed at designing warning pictograms as a part of communication in order to interpret the function of signs and symbols and how it works in terms of communication. I reviewed the existing regulation and warning pictogram design guidelines that are most commonly used within the warning pictogram or visual modality. The American National Standards Institute, ANSI, there is a lack of studies that identify the successful case of pictogram creations in terms of doing the pictogram in use for the warning tsunami system. As Greg et al. Mentioned the fact that doing the pictogram for that is still obscure and lack of usefulness principles to be adapted into the actual situation or the actual project. Following the catastrophic events that occurred in Thailand on December 26th, there is evidence that there are no concrete warning system. Furthermore, people demanded an alternative warning system mechanism for surviving the waves. As a result, few people learned to survive the waves by receiving calls and messages from friends and family who recognized the natural warning signs and impending tsunami. Following the events, the Thai government developed a warning signage system. Nonetheless, it delivered ambiguous representations of actual warning message, which could lead to effective warning communication to deal with disasters. The participants' responses gained from the questionnaire conducted in this stage of the project supports the data informing regulations of designing the signs and symbols for warning intention, which was used later in the phase of design revision in the project. The image 5 indicates the pictionary used within the project, which illustrates understanding of readers' requirement regarding tsunami warning messages. Based on the participant responses, there are main idea which repetitive informed which can be spanned into 5 categories, which are the vague of visual interpretation, 2, representativeness of the warning visual elements, 3, showing the effects of uncomplying, and 4, the priority of warning pictogram ordering. The design disaster warning signs and symbols, the designer must first investigate the area of understanding the audience perception of the signs and symbols. There are 4 stages of interpretation of sign and system in warning information defined by the realization stage, the perception stage, the interpretation stage, and the compliance stage. Based on the concept of stages of warning interpretation in the pictogram, this improved my understanding of designing a warning signage system while working on the project. Because the first goal is to provide readers with warning information, the first thing to consider is what message should be communicated and transformed into a pictogram. It should include information about what will happen, what to do to stay safe, and what the benefit or potential consequences of compliance are. In this study, I used communication theories to create warning pictograms to generate design requirements at this stage of the project. The research was founded on 2 communication theories, communication theory and human information processing theory. The communication human information processing CHIP model is a framework for describing the phases involved as an information flows from a source to a receiver, who then processes the information to produce behavior. The figure depicts the model. The conceptual concepts of source, channel, and receiver are taken from communication theory. The receiver stage is further subdivided into various human information processing sub-stages: attention, switch, and maintenance, comprehension, beliefs, and attitudes, and motivation to carry out the compliance behavior. Each of these stages will be examined in turn. Each level of the model can allow information to flow through the next stage on or establish a bottleneck that prevents the before behavioral compliance. While warning information may not lead to behavioral compliance, it can influence precursor processing steps. For example, information can favorably improve comprehension but not beliefs, attitudes, motivations, or behavior. A warning like this isn't ineffective because it improves understanding. However, it doesn't produce safe behavior in some persons. According to the model, if a source doesn't warn, the message can't be sent. Nothing will be sent to the channel stage and received by the receiver. Even if a source issues a warning, it won't be effective if the medium doesn't match the message, the recipient, or the context. Each of the receiver's information processing phase can cause bottlenecks. This enables me to determine the aspects that have an impact on the creation of an effective warning sign and include the effective design factors into a design feature within the platform. So I created a platform that collected pictograms relating to warning and dealing with an impending tsunami, with the platform allowing people to generate warning signs on their own using the features provided within the system. First, the user selects the area in which they want the sign to be placed. The platform will then suggest messages that are appropriated for the selected location. For example, if the beachfront is chosen, the system will recommend messages such as evacuation route navigation, beware of sudden low tide, and in case of tsunami, please move inland. Following the selection of a warning message, the system will display the number of pictograms that are relevant to the message, and the system will then propose the right size and color that match the warning aim. The following steps were done in the reference platform compliance. Decide which ideas should be covered in the reference book. They include, for instance, risk, harms, mitigation strategies, readiness, disaster response, relief, and recovery. Create a database that divides them into smaller groups depending on different aspects of design theme. I intend to assess them using this database and make recommendations for the optimal design for each notion. The reference book intended to contain a description of this procedure. I believe that the reference book doesn't adequately convey the concepts. I believe the following considerations are important. The pictogram project for disaster management is currently in its infancy rather than its conclusion. And I warmly welcome any fresh ideas from throughout the world. To deepen my knowledge, more real-world instances of pictograms should be included. The database will also accept fresh creative designs. The database ought to expand with time. Examining all of the pictogram in use rather than focusing on the greatest design is considerably more educational. The design evaluation process should be open to everyone who wishes to take part. Different people might decide to look up pictograms for various reasons. People can get the pictogram design in digital data form if they want to use it. This present describes the creation of pictogram system for disaster management. A number of pictograms in use were collected for examination as a result of the multidisciplinary collaborative work, and a vocabulary and grammar for natural disaster management was produced through the platform. Furthermore, I believe the pictogram system can be used as a tool for public education to raise awareness and reduce the number of facilities and refugees from natural disaster. It is only the concept of creating a tsunami warning signal achieving archiving platform, not the actual project, which has already been completed. This is intended to spark interest in the concept of warning platform archive generation in the future. Thank you, everyone, for your listening. Thank you.